Now, somebody mama playing games. Somebody mama is betraying them. Somebody mama is a liar, a fake, a phony, a manipulator. But however, I'm not here to talk shit about your mom. So if it don't resonate, keep it pushing. I wouldn't wish this message to even be true, real, or not even here at all. Okay? So don't get your panties in a bunch. If it ain't your mama, it ain't your mama. Okay? But somebody mama been jealous of them, been preying on your downfall, been trying to help you fail. Okay? Like how parents are supposed to help their children succeed or do better or get farther or some shit like this. They did the exact opposite with you, and they've been doing that all your life. They had you, and as soon as they had you, they started using you to their advantage for their benefit. Anything they could get from having you as a child, they was going to play off of that. You could have been real sick growing up, or your parents made you believe that you was real sick growing up, specifically your mom. The mom saw it as an opportunity to live through their kid. That's what I'm getting. They were not happy with the progress or the moves that they had made, the things that they had done in their life. So when they had a kid, it's almost like it was like, this is a brand new, fresh opportunity for me to live vicariously through them. That's okay. Okay, it's not even uncommon, because I feel like we see that a lot with people who be having kids that have no business having kids. They manipulated you. They manipulated the system. They used you. Okay. They never saw you turning on them. That's what I'm getting. They never saw you breaking the peace. They never saw you breaking some type of cycle or generational curse, something like that. They never saw you cutting them off. They never saw you seeing the truth. They never saw you going against them. That's what I'm getting. They thought that they was always going to be able to use you to fight on their side. Don't mess with me. I'm going to call up my blank. I'm going to call up my kid, and I'm going to have him come up here and beat the fuck out of you. Don't mess with me. I'm going to call up my kid. They'll come up here and handle this shit real quick. But also, in another sense, they would use you as in, like, spiritually. Like they were harvesting, siphoning something from you as their child. Also, I don't know why I'm getting this, but you could have looked older than your age, but not because of makeup or the type of clothes you would wear, but because they were trying to take your youth. Like at some point in your life when you were younger, you looked much older than you were. And like you started looking young again. I'm getting after you distanced yourself from your mom, you started looking young again. After she didn't have no access or had less access. I also feel like I don't know how, but like the dynamic was you was paying her bills or you was taking care of her in some type of way. And then when you went off to, let's say, college, or when you moved away, when you started your own family, when you then it's almost like she had nothing. I keep saying they because it's usually not specifically about a woman or a man, but this one started off with mother and it is still the mother. The plan was never supposed to take this turn, okay? You was never supposed to like walk away. That's what I'm getting. Like in the vision they had, they was always going to be able to siphon and use you for energy, money, love, affection. If you are, you know what? It actually don't matter what I'm getting. Like I was going to say if you're a man, but I'm getting like this goes for the daughters too. Like she might be in love with you for real. You know that weird boy mom dynamic that people be talking about? Yeah, but it applies to the daughters of this situation as well, is what I'm getting. But for the daughters, it's more so not necessarily they're in love with you. They want to be you. For the sons, it's more like they're in love with you. They want to be with you. Almost as if they feel like they created the perfect human beings just for themselves. That's so fucking gross on so many levels. Like, that's disgusting. I'm smiling because I don't know what else to do, guys. Like, if I don't laugh, I'm gonna scream. Because what the fuck? It's been a long time coming. Okay, they tried to shelter you, keep you under a rock. They could have been overprotective or something like this, overbearing, smothering, okay, whenever you were growing up or some shit like this. But they did this because they didn't want anything to happen to you. So yes, I can see where their mind was like, oh, I'm being a mother, I'm being protective. But their mind didn't want something to happen to you, because if something happens to you, then something happens to them, because you're their moneymaker. You're the energy that they're siphoning. You're the youth that they're siphoning. They could have been receiving some type of disability check for you or some type of something from the government because they had you. Okay, they were using you in many ways. If something happens to you, they're no longer okay. So that's the main reason why they were overprotective. That's kind of sad too. Like, not because they were worried about their child and they didn't want to go through the heartbreak of losing a child, but they didn't want to go through the heartbreak of losing financial stability because of the child that they were raising was bringing in the financial stability through the government. What? Oh, God, y'all. People got no business having kids out here, bro. it's been a long time coming. Like, they could tell on and off. They also tried to keep you sheltered. That was another part what I was about to say. They tried to keep you sheltered under a rock, antisocial, or they tried to keep you out of the social loop, like the social norm. That way you wouldn't catch on to things. Does that make sense? When you're a kid and you're growing up, you be hearing about a lot through your friends at school that you don't be hearing about at home, or that you do not learn at home. They did not want you to learn things through your friends or something, through your peers or something like this. Because if you see them living differently, you're like, I wonder why I'm different. Like, I wonder why my family doesn't do that, or why I can't do this, or da da da. Like, they tried to keep you sheltered from seeing certain things. That way you wouldn't be curious about certain things. And the Mother of the Year award goes to... They were ignoring the signs. You would question things. They knew that you could see through something. They knew, and you're powerful. Even when you were little, even when you were young, you always had this, some type of discernment that made you question things that were off. And you also could read a room very well. You pick up on energy very well. And I'm getting like, you could see through things. So when they would be like, it's okay, go ahead, but you would be like hesitant, or you would be like, what? That does not look like a good idea, or something like this. Like, they could see that it was your discernment. They could see that you were seeing through something, even at a very young age. So they always knew that something was going to fail. It was bound to fail, because what? Even at the very young age that you should have no idea, or no type of discernment or some shit like this, like, you still had that shit. It was still showing. Yeah, maybe you as a kid, you didn't know why you was feeling those things. You didn't know why you was thinking those things, but they did. They might be wanting you to take care of them at this point. And they're getting up to an age, or to a space where they can't take care of themselves or some shit like this. But I'm telling you, all the signs from when you was growing up and everything, they knew that this wasn't going to go out the way they thought it was. Before I flip this, let's start a new one. Did I stay in the same position? I tried. They literally always knew that this was not going to work, that you was going to walk away, you was going to find your own life, you was going to find out all the things that they did to you. Also, I'm getting, some of y'all could be finding out some family history, some type of family history, some type of uncles, aunts, and cousins was all in on something at once upon a time, and then they all passed away or some shit. Like, they're just not around, but you're finding out about something that went on in the family concerning you. They was all involved in something, in siphoning or using you, attacking you in a spiritual manner. That way they could take advantage of you as a child. Okay? But most of these people died early. That's what I'm getting. And you know what? She knew that something wasn't going to work because of how these people died too. And you know what I'm also getting? They could also, they as in anyone who was involved earlier in the situation, including your mom, they could have gone to a psychic or something who told them, like, somebody's going to die in this manner, somebody's going to die in this manner, and somebody is going to die in this manner. And when this starts happening, there's nothing you can do to take back or redo or undo something, right? And that's exactly how aunts, uncles, and cousins passed away. She knew damn well that something was about to be her time to go. That's honestly so sad, but it's like, this whole time that she was playing on you, using you, eating you alive, sacrificing you, you were used as, your energy was used as a sacrifice many times. It was used as an offering many times. And many times you felt terribly ill. Like, many times, there could have been a few times, I'm getting 3 or 4 times where you almost didn't make it in your childhood. Does that make sense? Like, you got so ill that you almost were no more, like, because of what they were doing, how they were offering up your energy to certain spirits and certain spell works and magic and something like this. It really took a toll on you. But you a chosen one for real. You, when they be talking about God's strongest soldiers, they not playing about you, okay? Because what? You could remember, you could remember a period of time where you were so ill you couldn't even get out of bed for, like, I'm getting like a week or 2 weeks when you were young. But like something, like, you'll never forget how bad you felt, how sick you felt, or how hurt you felt, or something like this. And it just didn't make sense. But it made sense to them because they knew what was going on. They knew they had just sacrificed your energy. They knew they just offered you up to some negative whatever the fuck. Shit, they weren't even sure if you was going to make it at times because of how strong something was hitting you. But also, they knew that. They knew that there was a possibility of losing you within offering up your energy like this. They could have also, while we're talking about offering up, this is actually quite sick, but it matches the energy. They could have offered you to other people to abuse you. They could have let other people come in and do what they wanted to you. Yeah, and now all of a sudden they're surprised because their kid doesn't love them and don't want to take care of them. Oh. Don't piss me off. Like, don't piss me off. I just got ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, they all fall down. But like, I got it in a creepy manner, like creepy voices, creepy singing, like horror movie scene. Oh, that reminds me of like Freddy Krueger, like because it was school age kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was definitely not an easy decision. And it was also not easy to come to terms with that this is actually who your mother is, okay? And like I said from the beginning, I don't even remember if I said this or not. I'm not trying to put nothing on nobody's mama. In fact, I wish this wasn't even true. Okay, so like if it don't resonate, don't make the shoe fit. For God's sake, I don't want the shoe to fit you. Okay? Shit. They also tried to set you up to take something from you. Like if they set you up for failure, but you're already in the process of receiving something, then once you fail, it automatically goes to them. Or once you pass away, or once you disappear and you can't be located, then something automatically falls back on to the parents. You know what I'm saying? If they can't find you, it goes to next of kin, parents or whatever. Also, guys, this is crazy. Your mom could have tried to sleep with your partners when you were growing up. Like when you was a teenager and you had boyfriends and girlfriends, your mom could have been flirting with your friends or your partners. This is that shit that I'm talking about, bro. They be trying to live through you, trying to stay young forever, trying to live like they're a teenager forever. Man, being a teenager ain't even that fucking fun. Like, come on. As an adult, you can literally do what you want. Nobody can tell you what to do. Unless it's illegal. Unless you're talking about the government. They get your ass real fucking quick. But you know what I'm talking about, bro. It's not like being a teenager, having parents control you and shit, having a curfew and shit, living under their rules and shit. But yeah, they could have been trying to get with your friends or your partners when you was growing up. And even, some of y'all could have even gone through a situation where they actually slept with one of your partners. Like you found out that they actually slept with one of your partners. How gross. What do people even have kids for nowadays? No, genuinely, I'm actually asking for real. I need answers. It didn't come out. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. Now all of a sudden we gonna argue, we gonna fight about this because how can you ever betray your own mother? Well, mother, how could you ever betray your own child? What the fuck is wrong with people? Asking all the damn wrong questions. Acting like they're not the ones who started this shit before you was even fucking born. Now that the secrets is out, now that they're being exposed for the evil little witch they are, now it's all an issue. Now you should be siding with them. Now you should be sticking up for them. Now you should be trying to cover something up for them so it doesn't embarrass them, so that people don't know who they really are for real. And honestly, I do feel like some type of way about saying what I'm about to say, but it just is what it is. And honestly, how am I supposed to control what the fuck the reality of a message is truly? But this mother is about to be extremely ill. If they're not already, they're terminally ill. They don't have, you can't see an illness or something like this. Something is, they're sick on the inside without symptoms. And that's a dangerous thing because something is getting progressively worse, but there's no signs or symptoms. So they're not getting checked on or something like this. Like they don't think there's any issues, but by the time something gets noticed, it's too late. It's going to be on stage 5. Like, I don't even know what that means. Stage 5? Is that even a stage of, I was about to say cancer, but it don't have to necessarily be cancer. I'm just saying there's something on the inside that they cannot see that is making them die. Also, look at this. Look how this is wrapped around. Do you see that? It's giving, for me, for some reason, it's giving intestines. Something is in a knot. I don't know. That's just how I looked at it. When I seen it, I said knotted up intestines. That's what my brain said. Somebody could have been born with their organs on the outside. Somebody could have been born with spina bifida. Okay, bye.